Hi everybody, I'm Seamus.
I'm Josh.
I'm Chris.
And I'm Faye.
And did you know that you can push Billy Lurk around instead of talking to her?
We're playing Knife of Dunwall, the Dishonored 1 DLC, which is apparently better than the core game. I haven't played through this, so this is new to me, although it looks a lot... In fact, is this exact area in the core game? Is this recycled?
No.
Ready to go?
No?
But there is a recycled level in this DLC, so...
Let's go.
I mean, I don't think that's bad. I kind of like... I don't mind, as long as games don't do it all the time. I don't mind the... Oh, here's a level, you come back at night or a few days later and the layout has changed.
I missed a bone charm.
And stuff like that. I actually like that. I appreciate that. I don't like when it's overdone. But certainly I wouldn't mind them doing that in DLC.
As a young girl, Delilah was a baker's apprentice.
You cut off that guy's face, he looks like Link.
Years later, a painter in Sokolov's circle. Barrister Arnold Timsh paid her to paint portraits. Him, I knew. A nobleman, born rich. And now he was making a second fortune, seizing the assets of plague victims for the Lord Regent. But Barrister Timsh was also fighting...
He's a jerk.
...his own niece. Something to do with the family fortune. Lurk was probably right.
Bah humbug.
We needed to speak with the niece first. Her feud with the old barrister was something we could use. I got a message to the barrister's niece, and she claimed to know things about Delilah that no one else did. But the knowledge would have a price. I wasn't surprised.
So
Chris,
we still don't know what Delilah is.
Meet her.
Oh, go ahead.
I was actually just going to ask, could you give me a... I've been watching the show, but also talking with you guys, and only seeing... Because I haven't played through this myself, and I actually don't know the plot. You know, because I've experienced this a few minutes at a time over the period of weeks, and it's been talked over. What is the plot of this DLC? Like, what's your goal?
So, Daud was hired to kill... I want to say her name was Catherine. Was that what her name was?
No, Jessamine.
Jessamine.
Oh.
I can't remember all these video game heroes.
That sounded right to me, but okay.
So, this... it's a generic video game princess 375.
Right.
But, so Daud was hired to kill her. He did it, and framed Corvo, felt really bad about it, and has been having dreams... I believe, about the name Delilah, right, Josh?
Just past the wall of light.
How does he get the name Delilah?
Actually what happened
that's right. No,
was
the outsider told him
the
Delilah.
outsider showed up and was just like, so, Delilah, think about that,
Yeah.
and then left. And so, I guess...
Just think about that, man.
That's, as all good plots start with the musings of some dude that won't leave you alone that's kind of creepy.
So the outsider is basically who Daud sees when he gets totally blazed.
Well, entirely possibly, yes.
That would explain several things.
The outsider also implied that Delilah was tied to his ultimate fate. That he would either die fighting something related to Delilah, or Delilah would kill him, and he wants to stop that from happening. So a lot of this is investigating. Outsider said something Delilah. How do I not die fighting whatever something Delilah is?
How does this guy not see
How
you
is
with
he
your
not
entire
seeing you?
head poking up above
That's
that
a good
crate?
question.
Is your head invisible?
Is that a cat poster?
What?
It's for the Golden Cat. It's a strip
It's the
club
Golden
we beat,
Cat,
in
the
the first
finest
game.
in all the Isles, skilled in the
Oh, so it
sensual
doesn't say
arts.
hang in there.
it's
Aged
not that kind of
whiskey
cat
of
poster.
renown.
Ooh.
So the
Man,
Golden
that-
Cat is
I
clearly
have a
some
new
sort of
Twitter
sexy
profile.
whiskey.
It's better than having it the other way, where the whiskey is renowned and the girls are aged.
Oh, wow.
That's risque.
All right,
That was
Seamus,
in poor
you need to
taste.
stop drinking tonight.
We paid a lot of good money for this.
Take away the box wine.
Are you kidding? I'm not some fancy person that drinks wine
Oops.
out of a box. I drink it out of a can like a civilized person.
I like how this is a game where time literally freezes when you activate the teleport power,
shit.
and Josh
I
has
don't-
still found a way to bunny hop around.
Have any sleep
Shoot
darts?
him in
That's
the
a problem.
Choke him.
Probably some mansion on Clavering, right? Come on, let's have it.
Well,
Hug
this
it
is
out,
going to
buddy.
make the next several minutes very interesting.
Yep.
Why will that make the next several minutes interesting?
Well,
Knocking him out or killing
ideally-
him triggers them.
Hey, we're gonna find your son.
You want to, you
you
know,
asleep?
play ghostly. I think I can.
Someone's about to get shanked.
Someone's
Ooh, I
about to get
wonder who.
shanked. Yeah, that's almost like it. That's almost That's almost the story sort of telling you now is the moment where you should shank these guys. Like it's
Right?
almost begging you to create this ironic moment. In fact,
All right,
you
I
should
did
shank
it.
him. Oh, but then you knocked him out. You subverted it.
Oh,
Look at you,
Now rob her.
she's angry.
Master Assassin. So you want to know about
Wait, she
Delilah?
knows you?
Well, my uncle is bewitched by her.
I mean, she just
Everybody
wants you
knows
to choke those
Daud.
guys out.
I require only two.
Daud
things.
is the assassin
Get rid
that
of my
everybody knows by
And then the
name
assassin will entice
and
me.
knows
he
what they
wearing-
look
In
like.
exchange,
Is
I'll
he
pay
wearing a
you
Because
t-shirt that says,
apparently-
"Shh, I'm an assassin"?
And I'll pay you cold hard coin.
Would not surprise me. Yeah, it's...
Done.
So is Daud the
Ask
only one
me.
that really, as a Dishonored protagonist, never becomes Dishonored proper?
It's a good thing I talked to you before my uncle did.
Stay calm
I mean-
and free hugs.
He is an assassin for hire. Daud is basically Assassin's Creed, now that I think about it. Daud is Ezio.
Okay, stop bunny hopping.
Is that a tripwire across the window?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, in case you're walking through the window, you might trip.
There's another one.
Now I've got sleep darts.
Yay.
Do they have problems of many people walking through their windows?
Evidently.
That's a good point.
This town is infested with teleporting assassins. I mean, judging by
Oh,
the
is it?
beginning
I
of
don't. That
Dishonored,
doesn't. That fucking thing up there doesn't make any fucking sense, honestly. Like, there's no way up there unless you can fly.
what we saw at the beginning of Dishonored, there are a lot of teleporting assassins in this town. So
Where's the dude that's usually up here?
Dead,
Use your
presumably.
vision.
use
I don't
Batman
have the dark vision upgrade that tells me where people are.
Wow,
So
Josh.
bad. You're bad at this
I
game.
prioritize the ability to jump really high. All right, so we got the
see
key
now
that
where your
we
mistakes lie.
need. Let's see if we can sneak up here. Doo-doo-doo. So the goal here is to not use sleep darts as much as humanly possible so that I can save them up for when they're necessary, but that didn't obviously go well.
Are we trying to do a low chaos run?
Yeah, that was the
Okay.
idea, I think. Like, theoretically anyway.
I'm fine with either. I just didn't know.
I mean, last time we tried to do a low chaos run and it turned into a high chaos run, so we'll see what happens.
That is what
Oh,
happened the last
fuck.
time I tried to play this DLC.
Right.
You went surprise skydiving? That's what happened?
Yep. That was an episode name that you had. It's just, yep, okay.
What knocked over that dumpster? The Hulk?
That's a good question.
So, choke dust is one
bunch
of
of
the
books we
things
don't
that
care
you see
about.
them like starting to respond to the criticism that they didn't have enough non-lethal stuff. This begins to move away from having all the fun things be lethal only. It doesn't quite go as far as
Yeah.
Dishonored 2, where Dishonored 2 actually is fun either way. But it's starting to give you tools like choke dust.
Alright, let's upgrade Void Gaze. I still hate the way Dark Vision actually looks, which Void Gaze I guess is what it's called in this particular DLC. Like, I don't like this no colors, I don't like that it turns everything yellow and green, but it seriously changes the way you can play the game, so...
Right. You know, in most games they do this, they make it look all crappy so you don't leave it on all the time because, you know, they don't want you to just walk around as Batman and Batvision all the time. So they color the display and then you'll want to go back to normal. But in this game, it drains your mojo juice. So you don't need to make the world look unappealing or boring to look at.
Well, it doesn't.
If you're careful,
it's
with
actually
it,
a free power like Blink, where
it is?
you'll just regenerate the entire cost of it if you don't keep using it in quick succession.
I see.
But it does mean like every time you trigger it, you have to wait a little bit. I swear to God that whistle is from a Cowboy Bebop thing, but I can't prove that.
Oh, that was nice.
Oh no, something's terribly wrong, and I'll waltz around very slowly.
That was nicely done how you got in behind him. That was cool. It would have been even cooler if he'd been checking on the body and not going to the other side of the room for no apparent reason.
Yeah.
But still. Nice try, game.
Do we have any?
Nice try, AI
we can just kind of dig
programmers.
around here. Let's see. We got a bone charm over there. And there's another rune out here too.
So what's our goal in this? Like, what are we trying to do right now?
Okay, so we heard from Rothwild, the guy we put in the chair and then threw at the box last time, that he bought the boat named Delilah from Barrister Timsh. And we also know that Barrister Timsh is having a bit of a feud with his niece, and so we went and met her, and she wants us to fucking murder him because he's gone nuts, and take the will that he made so that she can basically forge a bunch of stuff with it and change it to say that she inherited everything, and then she'll have all this stuff and she'll pay us for that, and then she'll tell us everything that she knows about Delilah. Of course, we cannot forget the gold ingots.
Doesn't it seem like going at this head on won't like, wouldn't you, if you were presented with Delilah could be your end or whatever, then wouldn't you just normally say, well shit, then I better avoid any Delilah-based adventures? Like
well, the Outsider has kind
genre.
of made it clear that like if he doesn't go after Delilah, like maybe bad shit is gonna happen. Like in his very indirect outsider manner.
I'm trying to remember how he phrased it, but it was something about how like it's the ultimate and final test of his abilities, and it sort of can be read as it will kill you, or it could be read as this is why I gave you these powers, or it could be read as this is something I just think you have to do. Like, there's a lot of ways to read it is the ultimate test of your powers and it is coming.
Okay. I guess part of the problem is that when that guy's on screen I get so bored I stop listening and then I don't know what he said. Which was fine in the first Dishonored game because basically nothing he said mattered. But apparently it kind of matters here and you're supposed to pay attention to him in this DLC.
He only shows up
Fortunately,
like
he doesn't show up very much. He shows up one more time in this level and then no more times in Knife of Dunwall.
Thank you for purchasing this DLC, Daud.
It is kind of a conversation like that, actually. Can we just get in? No, we've got that guy looking at it.
No, there's not just that. You have to get the key. I don't know if we already got it or not. But
No,
the
I
key's
got the
back
key
in the
already.
office.
That was the first thing I did.
Okay.
This is when I went into that room and reflex sleep darted that guy while I was talking about how I didn't want to use sleep darts.
Let me know if you want to take my patrol.
So, Bachel, have you played any stealth games like this?
I played Thief.
Scout up ahead.
Did you? When did you play Thief?
I borrowed the disc from you about 2 years ago, downloaded it on my computer back when you still had the disc, and I played a good couple of hours in it. It was mostly nostalgic for me.
Huh. Was it Thief or Thief 2?
The good one.
Thief 2 then. Thief 2 is the more mechanically sound game with a more
Yeah, it was
design.
Thief 2. It had the cradle.
That's Thief 3.
Hello,
It's been a while.
random person in this building.
Yes, that was Thief 3. That was Thief 3, and that was a fine one to start with, other than the really small level.
Revenge.
Once again, someone knows who Daud is.
I want him homeless, a victim of one of his own eviction documents. I've prepared one, complete with the forged signature of the Lord Regent. Please, go to my old...
Oh, hello, protagonist. I have a villainous plan already, and I'm just waiting for you to show up so I can enact it.
Basically, yeah. So this is our non-lethal option for this mission.
And everything.
And I want to do this because it makes no sense.
Like I once was. I don't expect you to do
Is it weird that Jordan Thomas is known primarily for the Cradle? Like, it's a great level, but I can't think of another level designer in 2017 that is known primarily for one level.
Wait, which game is this in?
Thief 3.
Thief Deadly Shadows.
It was so memorable.
Oh.
Yeah,
I
and it
didn't
was
play
so
that game,
memorable
so-
because the rest of the game wasn't a spook fright fest. It kind of came out of nowhere and caught you off guard. And that's what I think, that's something that made it special, was that it was unique in the game.
It really was. I loved that level. Scared the crap out of me, but loved that level.
Oh, it got me too.
There you are.
I watched that first time when I was like 7.
Alright, so this is cool. We've got assassins and, you know, assassin minions, and they set up a little cache here and a bunch of observations about how Timsh behaves. And we also have
That's
some
pretty
maps.
cool. Makes it seem like you're part... It kind of hints that you are the leader of all those dudes that assassinated the Empress, as opposed to all of a sudden you're working alone. Wow, do I love the environment design in this game.
Was that it? The
Was
last
what
time
it?
I played through this, Billy had a ton more to fucking say about this.
I don't remember.
That's really weird. Maybe it was because I did a full non-lethal thing, and in this one I've killed someone, so... I don't know. Like, I'm still at low chaos. Okay, so, Timsh is sort of a,
Jerk?
he's a,
Wait, in this game?
what's his name? Crassus?
Okay, how many people are there in this game world that are not jerks that are still alive? Maybe little...
Corvo?
I think
Corvo?
Corvo's kind of a jerk.
I think maybe
Emily?
little Emily. Yeah, I think that's it.
So
Like,
basically what
everyone's an
Timsh
asshole.
does is he was recently appointed as the barrister here, and what he does basically is plant fake evidence of people's houses and assets being compromised by the plague, evict them, and then takes all their stuff and sells it. Or
What an
steals it.
asshole. Wow. Total
The
asshole.
guy we ran into in that building back there is one such person who had all of his stuff taken by Timsh. And what he wants us to do is replace Timsh's documents that allow him to have this with documents that call for his own eviction, and then place this that sack we picked up in the air vents in his house, so it smells as if the place is full of plague stuff, and then basically just get him to be evicted.
I've always wondered, what does he smell like? Rotting flesh? Wild
Alright, you guys ready to see the outsider again?
Does he ask you questions?
Yes, sure.
I wonder when he'll speak to me.
Yes, I'm looking forward to talking to him.
Here's one last.
Here he is, Rachel, the most boringest character in the game is an elder god.
Champion at finding his enemy's weak points.
Oh, that's sad.
He didn't see Delilah.
Right?
Oh my gosh, he looks like
no one's watching Delilah now except you.
Freaking Star Wars villain.
I see everything.
He does.
Kylo Ren.
Forever.
Yeah! It looks like Kylo Ren is talking to you from, I don't know, a room full of fireflies.
But Kylo, he's farting on fireflies. Yeah, but Kylo Ren's more interesting than this guy because he's got a bad temper. This guy doesn't have any emotions or goals as far as I can tell.
It's like we took a guy from One Direction, gave him a bomber jacket and a bunch of Valium, and then made him read this speech.
Or do you think this will help you dodge what's coming?
What the fuck? What the fuck?
Moonwalking.